I am Esper Sabrin, the director of the project Strengthening Capacity Building of Heritage Preservation and Interpretation Sector in Raqqa. The city of Raqqa suffered a huge damage as a result of the conflict in 2014 by ISIS. The social, technical, and political structure necessary of cultural heritage in Raqqa was destroyed. Our project, Strengthening Capacity Building of the Heritage Preservation and Interpretation Sector in Raqqa, have had four main target and action lines. The first one is capacity building. For training model to build local capacity to manage the historic environment in Raqqa are completed and permitted to the teacher, made a permanent follow-up to the restoration activities through the local professionals training. Those professionals are civil servants and staff of local and national administration in heritage management. Local professionals like architects, engineers, and archaeologists, artisans, and heritage restoration workers. The second was restoration work. As a part of the practical training under the concept of learning by doing, important restoration work have been implemented for 3 historic buildings so that they can be used for the social needs that have been identified. The first one is a German mission house in the Al-Bay'a archaeological site. The conservation was urgent to stop the deterioration of the building. It helped to preserve an important house which represents the traditional house in this area. Also, this conservation will support the refugees camp which is close to this house, because it will be used as a cultural center and a point of meeting for these refugees at this camp. The second one is the house of Muhammad al-Hamoud. The conservation of Al-Hamoud house increased the importance of the conservation of these typologies of houses which are back to the Ottoman period and which are now in threat to disappear. In addition, this restoration is crucial for helping and supporting the whole family who are living at this house. The house, before the conservation works, was in a very bad condition to be inhabited. The conservation works at Al-Qasab Madafa also was crucial to conserve this building, which is an important place for social gathering for Raqqa society. This conservation will allow the people in Raqqa to reuse this building, which was neglected and in a bad condition. The third target of our project was also assistant in the creation of a local NGO focused at the preservation, restoration, and interpretation of local heritage in Raqqa. Our first target was through awareness raising campaign for heritage. Many raising awareness activities have been implemented in Raqqa's school and cultural center. Also, the project was very active through the social media, through Facebook and Twitter, both in Arabic and in English. The project during this time was able to document the production of traditional construction materials, bricks and gypsum, in order to preserve these traditions for the future restoration of the heritage in Raqqa region and to preserve intangible heritage activity. Also, was able to document the process of producing mud bricks in Raqqa. One of the main objects also of the project was to support the local economy and give humanitarian support through creating local jobs. The project was able to create around 50 positions during the period of the project. This project and the other previous project, the documentation and protection of cultural heritage in Raqqa, both of those projects were funded by the Cultural Protection Fund of the British Council. We are very grateful for their generous support for these two projects. Now, we are working in order to prepare more projects. Cultural heritage in Raqqa still needs more support. Therefore, our target now to continue working, especially doing more capacity building and preparing as well to extend the efforts to do more preservation work in the city and in outside the city, especially for the archaeological site. Therefore, we hope in the next 2 years we will be able to implement more activities for heritage preservation in Raqqa.